Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of pairing decks by their backs first. If you didn't catch the premise in the first video, I will link it up in the cards above, but just to quickly go over it, I have my decks out and I'm picking and choosing decks to pair together based on their backs only. Then we are taking a look at how well that works together with the card faces. So let's hop into part 2 here. The first pairs that I have are Crystal Visions Tarot and the Mystic Path Oracle. The reason that I chose these two is because they feature pinks and purples, and they have a circular center here on the backs, as well as they are both reversible. There is something here, and there's an orb or circle there, and I thought that was pretty parallel between both of them. So let's take a look at how the fronts pair together. We have World of Wonder, Magic and Mystery Everywhere, Learn to Look Again, and the Tower, which both of these feature a tower of sorts kind of carved out of stone. This is obviously like a temple. This maybe once was a temple. There are birds featured in both. I think that the tower is a forced way of learning to look again and finding your magic again after maybe it's been gone or shaken up. Wow, Magic Carpet, Unseen Forces Carry You, Savor the Journey with the World. They're both in this pose here of meditation. One is facing you and one is facing out. So that's really interesting. And she's sitting on top of the world, and this could look like some water with some land here, so that's really interesting as well. Above the Clouds with the Seven of Pentacles. A calm mind, clarity's companion. Mindful action, and I think that really matches well with the Seven of Pentacles. Being mindful of your next steps, you might be seeing some results, but there's still much to do, so don't get too comfortable, I guess, here. Boundaries with the Ten of Pentacles. Self-definition, self-respect, sacred sovereignty, and that I think really pairs well with this depiction of the Ten of Pentacles, because it's just her, this wolf creature, and some other animals, and she's by herself, but that's all she really needs. She has set those boundaries, clear boundaries for herself, but she's feeling comfortable in that, I would say. Ceremony with the Two of Pentacles, and we have this figure here kind of dancing alone in the woods, so that could be perceived as a type of ceremony. Empowerment through ritual action is the second line down here, and I think that matches very beautifully with this. Devotion with the Hierophant, like, holy cow, you can't even make this stuff up, you guys. Yeah, that's, how perfect is that? I mean, down to like the type, like the hat and what this figure is wearing. In service to a higher love, wholehearted in presence. Very interesting. Intuition with the Five of Pentacles. They might be out in the cold, but they have each other. Their path is going towards this warm light. Listen, trust, allow for this. Listening to that intuition for sure. Okay, new direction with the Page of Wands. So earlier in the Suit of Wands, we see someone planning to go on a journey, and I think the page is really good at charting new paths, taking a different course of action, having that passion and following it. We could say that this character might have music at the top of their mind to be their passion, or working with animals in some regard, but they are forming their own paths, forging their own way in the world, and I think that the page amplifies this message here. Okay, one more. Ooh, wild and free with the Eight of Swords. Make space to flow free. Yes, that's exactly what this person needs to break their own binds. Wow. These two are very cohesive. They are pairing well beautifully, and that was definitely a pair that I would explore further. just to kind of note that these aren't any combinations that I've tried previously, so I'm not pulling in pairs that I know of yet or have worked with yet, just to kind of set that precedent. The next pairing is going to be an interesting one. I don't know how much it'll make sense at first glance, but let's talk about it. So I have Zeke's Arcana Tarot, and I wanted to pair this with the Uncommon Tarot. So I think what these decks do really well, based off their backs, are the color factor. So Zeke's is very loud, in your face pink, and then the Uncommon Tarot is this really deep blue. But they also have, there's 2 bugs on this. I'm not sure exactly what kind of bugs, but this has 2 butterflies or 2 moths on the back, and I thought that that kind of related to one another somehow. Each of these has a very distinct color story, and they might be different color stories, but I thought, why not give it a try? Everything that I have chosen to pair so far, I've tried to find like a common thread of some sort, especially with the color story, so I kind of wanted to try something different. Zeke's has this beautiful hot pink edge, and the Uncommon Tarot has beautiful silver edging, so they both have those finishes going for them. This is more collage style, using more realistic looking people, and Zeke's Arcana is very otherworldly, so we'll see how that kind of does for us. 2 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. I do see some color story here with the pink of the flowers and the pink of the trunk of this tree. And I don't know, maybe I am being far-fetched, but the leaves of this tree kind of emulate the lion's mane a little bit. So I don't know, maybe just something to know, I guess. We have the 7 of Coins with Temperance, Queen of Coins with the Moon. I like how we have patterns of circles here. I think that's something you could use as a jumping off point if you were to pair these 2 together. Death with the 9 of Swords. Very interesting. I think that a lot of people would dismiss this pairing. I think maybe perhaps even you might be because initially they are very different. This has a deeper set of color, like the backgrounds are dark, the images are quite dark, and this, while it uses a lot of color, there's so much depth here. Zeke's kind of tells it how it is. Every time I've used it, it's been very kind of more on the blunt side. It hasn't been unkind, but it's not going to be wishy-washy, that's for sure. The Hanged One with the 10 of Wands. Kind of could see it going this way, where this person is kind of looking up at the wands. We have the Knight of Cups with the 8 of Wands. 5 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. Maybe there wasn't such a good decision made, and it feels like all is lost. But even though the blue plant here might be withering and dying, the pink one is still very much alive, just like these 2 cups are still upright. Ooh, okay. Ace of Coins with the Emperor. I like this combo. I think this goes well together visually. I think the Emperor is very aware of his Ace of Coins. He's even holding like this golden sphere, like kind of replicating the Ace of Coin over here. Okay. Ooh, the Alchemist, which is Temperance, and the 9 of Pentacles. I almost feel like this bird could kind of have come from her little world here. I don't know, I think this isn't my most favorite pairing, but it is quite interesting how some of them have matched up. I think this is a beautiful pairing, and I think they're so different that when put together, again, it would slow me down. It'd make me look at things, it would make me look at the differences and the similarities, and really try to pull out what they're trying to tell me in a message. Next, I have the Oracle of the Crystal World, which does come paired with the tarot, so, but I do keep it separate in a separate bag because I want to use it beyond just being paired with its own companion tarot. And I pulled in the JK tarot here. I thought that the red and the deep maroon of the background of this card fit very well because it's pretty much the same exact color of the JK. And I don't know, I just thought that from the backs they looked like something that might go well together. There's some geometric shaping here with the crystals, which kind of goes well with the geometrical background of the JK. So let's turn them around and see how well they pair together. Ooh, okay, wow. Starting off pretty strong here, but we have the Three of Swords with resistance. And even so much as there's some linear things going on in these that kind of match really well. Some clouds, this, like, something's been burning back here, but there's some clouds here. She's like clutching something that's close to her heart. Wow. We have the Ten of Swords with rebellion. Fighting a good fight can be tiring. It can be exhausting. Yeah. It can feel like the end of the world. I feel like that's a very deep message right here. So I wasn't quite sure how the fronts of these would work together, but because the JK incorporates a lot of vibrant colors, which is why I'm drawn to the JK as a RWS clone. It's like my favorite clone out there. I think it really bodes well for accentuating this oracle here. And I think it actually creates more cohesion than I was thinking they were going to give. But we have Five of Pentacles with surrendered idea. Ooh, sometimes what we seek or the help we seek isn't exactly what we need. Sometimes we have to let go of what we're hanging on to welcome in new things that are in the long run better for us. We have King of Wands and access to the cosmic, and they're kind of looking in opposite directions, which is very interesting. Seven of Wands with closed eyes. I mean, this could be this person, like they kind of have the similar hair color and style, and it's hard to tell, but it almost appears like his eyes could be closed, or maybe he's, sometimes when we look down and someone's looking straight on at us, it can look like our eyes are closed. But that blind trust that you need to have when defending something that you care about. Wheel of Fortune and barrier to change. Ooh, what a good pairing. Yeah, it can suck sometimes that things are changing, but that is the most reliable thing about life, right? Is that everything is always changing, and we can become our own barriers to that change for sure. We can resist it to the nth degree, but that almost harms us more than accepting that change is happening and making adjustments as needed. All right, and our last pairing here. Wow, the Star and Open Hand. How beautiful is that? Wow. This was a great pairing. I enjoyed it more than I even thought I would. I didn't have an expectation, but it kind of blew me out of the water, so awesome. The next pairing I wanted to try is the Arcana Folia Oracle and the Northern Animal Tarot, and I think you can kind of see why I wanted to try pairing these together. Both look very ingrained in nature, and I thought that visually the backs were really complementary of one another, so I can tell you that I'm sure this will be a great pairing. All right, so we have Ace of Cups with an obstacle, overcoming a blockage on your path. The Ten of Pentacles, which I feel like has been showing up a lot, with reflection. Reflection reveals who you are. They've misspelled reveals here, but I think that's what they're trying to say. Ooh, the Empress with cut off. Let go of what no longer serves you. just kind of like she's cut the wheat here, because in order for it to be nourishing, we have to utilize it. It can't just stay in a field forever and look beautiful. There's no nutritional value to it if it just stays there, at least for the human consumption. But we have the moon with a sneaky person. A person with a questionable moral compass. Ooh, how interesting is that pairing? Yeah, the moon is mysterious and unknowable to a certain degree. We have the Three of Pentacles with home, appreciate comfort and sense of belonging, which is awesome because it looks like they have built a home here. They're constructing one. They're working together to do so. There's 3 eggs. There's 3 people. There's 3 creatures, sorry, and 3 pentacles here. So very beautiful. And again, we have our 5 of Pentacles with soup, to let things simmer. That one makes me think. We're all in such a hurry, and sometimes we are seeking an answer right away, but I think it's good to sit on meanings, even if we don't fully understand the intended answer or message right away. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, which, again, Pentacles is coming up a lot, with Epiphany. Cycles repeat until the lesson is learned. And isn't that the truth? Until he has an epiphany about how to better balance these things, they're always going to be out of balance, right? Very nice. I think I would pair these 2 again. Yeah, I think I would. The 5th and last pairing that we're going to take a look at in this part is the Fantasy Garden Tarot, the Mystic Shaman Oracle. I wanted to put these together because there's a like beige brown like connection here as far as the color, but also each of them have their own type of compass here in the middle, and I thought visually it looked really, really nice together. So let's see if that carries over to the face of the cards. Okay, so we have the Sorcerer with 7 of Wands. These figures are looking the same direction, which is to my left or to the left. We have the Holy Mountain with the Knight of Wands. He's going on his own journey. He's climbing his own mountain. He's taking his time with it. I think this is a really great message pairing. I think that visually, although they are different art styles, I think they play off of one another really well. We have, Upper World, which is very watery looking, although I think it's trying to pull in that higher being kind of feeling, but with the 8 of Cups, moving beyond something we know and we love and maybe we are in comfort of, but taking that step out because we know we need to go outside of our comfort zone. We know that there's something more for us out there, and wanting to explore that is a brave step. We have 3 of Cups here with many paths, and I think that's really interesting. 3 individuals are coming together that have different backgrounds, and yet they're friends and they're celebrating. Temperance with the Beloved. Seven of Cups with the Rattle. What is really calling to you? What is really calling to your heart? Getting out the noise of all the other choices, because they aren't what's going to suit you best. Leaning into your intuition as a tool and wielding it to help you. Setting aside maybe some of your emotions to make way for the best decision for you. I think that's why sometimes we can sit on making a decision sometimes, is our emotions get too tangled up in everything. And how we pull ourselves out of that is by utilizing our tools and our resources and what we know. We're calling back to our values as individuals, what matters most to us, and not letting other things cloud that vision, that feeling, that need or want. We have Fire with the 8 of Pentacles. Fire can be seen, especially in constructing here and hard work, as a kind of dangerous element, but at the same time it speaks to that passion. But don't let your passion get in the way of being planned and very methodical with your path forward. Know that you still have a lot of work left to do, but using that to help feed you forward but not tear you down. Don't ruin the progress that you've already made. That's what's kind of calling to me on that. The Witness with the King of Swords. Ooh. There's definitely a call to action here for sure. And what I would normally do is, sometimes the mystical shaman can be very intuitive. Other times it can be a little bit muddled. And I think that's okay. And that's what the guidebook is there for. So for this one right now in this moment, I would look up what they intended the witness to be. What is it they're witnessing? It's definitely an action of some sort. And then we have our King of Cups with Luminous Warrior. Interesting. I think that we often forget, or it can be cast aside, that the King of Cups, although he is in the realm of emotion, he is still a king. He fought for his position. He fought to get there. He is a warrior of sorts. So that's an interesting reminder, for me at least, is that leaders look and act and are and have very many different personalities and approaches. And you can have a more gentle approach but still be strong and sure in who you are and how you lead. I think out of this grouping here today, that the JK and the Oracle of the Crystal World were one of my favorites. I also really liked Crystal Visions and Mystic Path. I think they worked really harmoniously together. So I guess these two would be my favorites of this grouping this time around. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for having fun with me yet again, exploring some more deck back pairings. Be on the lookout for part 3. Yes, I'm doing a part 3, and I hope you're doing well. And until next time, see you around.